Guys, guys, I know what you're thinking right now. 3 episodes. I can't believe it either. I am incredibly proud of myself for getting to this point, to be honest. I really cannot believe that I'm at 3 episodes. I feel so bad, by the way. I'm sick right now. It's actually so annoying because you never see it coming. You never suspect it. You know what I mean? For a few days my nose has been, feeling funny, but I wasn't thinking anything of it until today. I snotted green, and once you snot green, it's over for you. There's no saving it at that point. Like you're cooked. So I'm cooked. Also I'm dehydrated. Yeah, that's up, and that's what's up with my life right now. Today my lips were so cracked they were about to fall off, and I was talking to my friend, and she's like, you know what, you're probably dehydrated. And I'm like, first of all, you clocked me, okay. Second of all, yeah, I actually don't drink water. Water is just not part of my life really. And I was actually thinking about it that day, like today. She told me that today. I did not drink water with lunch. Like I never drink water. That's just not something that I really ever think about. And I remember like this is something that actually is part of my life. I remember when I was it was in high school, there was this app that I used to have on my phone to remind me to drink water, but it would just really upset me that I didn't know exactly how much amount of water I was having because remember at this point I'm in high school, and in high school I'm like drinking from the water fountain. Like I don't have a water bottle. I couldn't afford it at that time. I was broke as hell. Like I don't think you understand how broke I was in high school, guys. It was rough out here. So I would dug it through with my water fountain, but I never knew how much water I was having. So it would really piss me off that whenever it was time to put it on the app, I couldn't put the exact amount. And see, these type of things like I feel like you have to be exact because if I feel like I'm doing it wrong, I'm like there's no point in doing it. So yeah, I just chose to go on the complete other extreme and just not drink water at all because I'm not gonna mess up the app. So, and that's pretty much continued throughout much of my life, and I still don't drink water. I'm not the biggest fan of beverages as a whole. Like the girls and the gays and everybody really is really loving drinks at this point. Like I swear to God, they everybody loves their frappuccinos, everybody loves their matcha, and I love having cotton mouth, it seems. I really don't know. But yeah, dry as hell, trying to have some more water, and it's good. I'm so glad that I'm having water. Like this is something that I should have done like a long time ago. But I'm not in a point in my life where I'm really taking anything seriously. I think I'm really just I'm enjoying life a little bit too much, okay, but there are some things that come with being like a regular human being that I'm just like refusing to do, like drink water. The other day I brushed my teeth at like 4 p.m. So that's where I am right now. And before anything, I want to take a moment and I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for watching this video that is going to be longer than 30 minutes. And I say this because there's an epidemic going around the world. Really, this is a global issue. It is the epidemic of short it is the epidemic of short form content. Guys, it is plaguing oh god. It is plaguing us. I don't know why I can't get my words out today. Short form content is actually ripping our brain apart. Like our brain at this point looks like shredded chicken. Because the thing is that I love short form. No, I don't. Okay, I don't really love short form content. It just, when you got into that point of your day, or it's usually night, it usually happens at night. You're in your bed, you're just like mouth wide open, drool coming out, no thought behind your eyes, just scrolling on TikTok. Okay. It's not my favorite time. It actually feels like I'm stuck in a trance and I genuinely cannot get myself out. And there's been so many times where I'm, using that as a form of distraction. I'm, running away from my problems. Okay, whatever. Please. Yes. Cut. Just say it. Okay. I know. I'm running away from my problems. It's fine. I go on my phone. I'm on TikTok and somebody will call me, and I swear to God, it's like an immediately, like, when you're like falling into a deep hole and then like you just feel like a hand coming at you. Yeah, that's what I feel like. and then I just completely get ripped out, and I just feel like a refreshed person. Whenever that happens, it's very good, and then I will start the thing that I'm avoiding because I mean, I pretty have no other option. I pretty much have no other option at that point. It's like it's just embarrassing. But long form content, I think, is so much better in every single way. And it's genuinely what I enjoy. I enjoy making long form content. I feel like, okay, back, okay, okay, okay. I'm already getting like overwhelmed. I'm getting overwhelmed talking about this. I'm the biggest fan of long form content. I remember my very YouTube Harry. Guys, I'm horny as hell. My really heavy YouTube era, 2018, 2019. Just imagine that time. It was like high school, like early high school years. That was my really heavy usage of YouTube where like computer was hot from how long I was on it. And I loved it so much because the thing is that you really felt connected to the people that you were watching and you almost felt like they were their friend. Is that a good thing? I don't know. We could have a discussion about that. However, it was more enjoyable. Now on TikTok, it's just instant gratification. Do you know what I mean? I guess, yeah, watching a video on YouTube is also instant gratification, but the gratification is played out throughout many minutes, okay? So it's not very instant, okay? You're not putting the cup of noodles in the microwave. You're going to Japan, you are finding the samurai, and you are telling him to make you noodles, okay? There's a difference there. There is a difference there, okay? So it's so much more enjoyable, but we have fooled ourselves into thinking that short form content is the way to go because it's just so much simpler. Do you know what I mean? But I'm telling you, once you switch back to long form content, you never want to go back. And I will. This is my prediction. The people are starting to realize this again because I'm telling you, I could just sense it. You know what I mean? I am just getting so much more love from the YouTube community, and I love you guys so much, and thank you for watching. I just want you guys to have a parasocial relationship with me. Like, yeah, like know everything about me and yeah, like why not? You know what I mean? Like let me overshare while you're there chilling. And I think that's good. I think that's the relationship that I want to have with you. And it's like I don't know. Sometimes I do think like TikTok's kind of like a cult. I don't know. It scares me to talk about. I'm at an era in my life. I'm 22. Let me not do that. I'm 21 years old. I'm 2-1. Please don't take that away from me. I'm 21 years old, and 21 is a very interesting age. It's an age that I really have loved so much. However, 21 does come with a very huge lack of friendships, okay? And I want to explain to you what the college life is. So, the college life is you go to class, okay? You maybe have one or two classes for that day. You go to your class, you sit down, you hear a lecture for maybe 2 hours. It is completely silent. Nobody is talking other than the teacher. And you leave, go to your car. Maybe before you go to your car, you pass by somewhere, get some food, and then you get into your car. And then you leave and you don't look back until the next day that you have school. So, college, university, it's, I think, not the best place to make friendships. I think it should be the best place to make friendships, but I don't think many people are focused on the whole making friendships aspect. And I think that everybody is thinking about it. I really do think that everybody's thinking about it because these are conversations that I have had with my fellow peers. I have brought up the situation of, you know, like everybody's saying the same thing. Everybody's like, yeah, it's so hard to make friends in college, but we're not really making the effort there. You know what I mean? I think that we're really like my generation, my age range is really where phones started to take over our entire frontal cortex, and people just like I get it, right? Social interactions do feel a little bit easier over the phone, but when I tell you that you get so much more from that, you get so much more from talking to somebody in real life. It really changes your life, like actually genuinely. And in college, it just seems like, and like I get it, like college is very stressful at moments, and there is a lot to do given that, usually at this age, this is when people are having relationships. This is where people are having jobs. This is where people are kind of like thinking about their career and what they're going to do for their future. And it just seems like having friendships is not the first thing on the list. However, it's strange because it's not the first thing on the list, but it is one of the most important things is what I'm finding out. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you would rather have a friendship than a job, but you put more attention to your job than to making friends. And I kind of feel that everybody right now is in a very anxious situation. Like, I just think that people right now, and like, I'm talking from my own experience as well, because there was a point where I just feel like talking to somebody in real life would bring my explosion. Like, I feel like almost like talking to people in real life at some point, like we'll say maybe like a year ago, a few months ago, felt like my body was having physical burns. Like I could actually feel it. Okay. Like it felt like I was getting ulcers like right then and there. Like it was a painful thing, like these awkward small interactions, like very small talk. I didn't know how to navigate it. And the thing too is that the other person on the, not the receiving end, because I guess, no, we were both on the receiving end. The other person whom I was talking to was just as lost, confused, and anxious as I was. So it really gave an awkward interaction every time. And a lot has changed since then. 21 has happened, and 21 again has. Oh my god, I just realized that I turned 21 last year. Like last year, I was 20 turning 21. Like one year ago from today. Wait, 1 year ago from today, I was 20 turning 21. I didn't know that 21 was gonna come hitting me like a truck. 21 is really the part in your life where you learn the most. Maybe it's because 21 is where you can finally drink. Does that have any sort of connection? Because I feel like 21, I've learned things that I maybe should have learned at 15. I, I just feel like life has felt kind of like a wave, and then 21 was like very fast, I enjoyed. Oh my god, I can't stop talking enough about 21. These relationships in college are hard just because you don't really get a chance, in class to talk to people because you're really just there for a lecture. Like there's not really a moment unless you're gonna ask somebody like, "Hi, do you have a pencil?" and then like hope for the best there. But usually, flatline. There's not much to do there. And then you can of course join a sorority or a fraternity, but then you're just signing a waiver to a cult at that point, which it's not the worst thing in the world because I guess like starvation exists, and that's probably way worse than a sorority or a fraternity. Or like getting bit by a crab is probably worse, but still, as an outsider in a sorority does seem like my biggest fear, or fraternity. But again, that's from an outsider perspective. I think maybe I'm just jealous that they have friends on deck. Like I'm talking about, it's actually insane how every single sorority, fraternity individual Snap score is more than 1 million. I swear to God, it's like they all communicate through Snap. I don't know why. It was just like the chosen form of communication, and it's like I kid you not, like just hang out with somebody in a sorority and a fraternity and just like look at their Snapchat, just see how it's going off. Like just see how fast they can take a picture. I mean, like it's like grab the phone, boom, take the pic. Like it's like it happens in a millisecond. Like you almost can't catch it, and it's like every time you look away, they do it. Like it's just pay attention, be on the lookout for this. But you would have to join a club, is my point. You would have to join a club. You would have to be part of something to make friends in college, like usually because okay, and then this is something that I've like really fought with because sometimes I would just think like, wow, like I could just go and talk to that person over there randomly. You know what I mean? But let me tell you the gag. Usually, if you talk to a stranger out of nowhere, they're gonna think you're weird, okay, as hell. Because if I'm sitting down and you come up to me and you low key bother me as I'm doing whatever I'm doing, yeah, I'm gonna be upset at you. You know what I mean? If I'm in the bus, on whatever type of bus, okay, if I'm in the bus in anywhere, I mean, this could be public transportation or it could be a bus that takes you from one campus to another campus within your university. Like, low key, don't talk to me. You know what I mean? And that's something that I struggled with a lot because I really like wanted to be the type of person that can talk to people in the bus. And then I kind of realized like I don't want to talk to you in the bus. I don't want anybody to talk to me in the bus. I'm kind of just like in the bus because I'm being if I'm ever in a bus, just know I'm being forced to be in that bus. Okay. And I would just rather not have a conversation on a bus because I'm already pissed. And it's like you're not gonna get the best version of me. So if you see me on a bus, look the other way. Is what I'm trying to say. Let's say you do make a friendship in college. Okay, you make a friendship. You find somebody that you think is decent, like a decent person. You're like they're kind of funny. They kind of have a fat ass. This is somebody who I'm interested in becoming friends with. Okay, more times than not, that friendship is never going to leave the surface level. You're not going to dive deep into the ice, okay? Because there's one thing that becomes a big problem. A friendship takes a lot of time, okay? And for you to become deep, to get into that to get into that deep territory where you guys are talking about, I don't know, whatever people talk about when the friendship has become deep, you need to spend a lot of time, and usually people don't have a lot of time. Not that they don't have a lot of time, because I know you do and I know I do too. Like I really swear that I have no time, and then it's like 8 hours screen time. I could have found something else to do during those 8 hours. So yeah, we have time. But I think we don't prioritize making friendships enough. It's actually a big issue, like genuinely, because even me, you know what I mean? I'm like, no, I'm fine. Like I don't need a friend. Like I could be alone. Yeah, those were the most miserable times of my life. Like genuinely the most miserable times of my life. Life is funner with friends. Life is funner when you smile. Life is funner when you can go to the park with somebody and share a laugh. It really is better that way. A Twix has a left and a right for a reason. You give the right to the other person, okay? And then you guys have a good time together. But deep friendships are not happening. There's this gaggy thing that's going on in my life right now where I cannot, for the life of me, make a deep friendship with anybody, with anybody that I came in contact with, like from this year, like anybody who is like new to my life. I could not dare make a deep friendship because I really, okay, and this is something you have to accept, and like I have not come to terms with it yet at this point. Everybody's kind of annoying. Like actually everybody's annoying, and the deeper you look into somebody's pores, the more you're like, wait, I kind of hate you, so I have to like step away for a second. You know what I mean? Because okay, it's just like so much can go wrong in a friendship because you could either like become like too far too quick or too slow, and the fire melted or the fire went out. Okay. So it's like you could either burn or like the fire's gonna go out in a friendship. It's like you have to find that perfect middle ground of like chill, bro. Like actually relax. And then maybe you need to be like flowing water. Okay. But I'm unfortunately a burning fire. Like everybody is kind of okay. I want to keep touching, scraping the surface of this. Everybody's kind of annoying. Everybody is kind of annoying. And I'm annoying too. I have many annoying traits that I think maybe are quirky, maybe are funny, maybe, I'm just misunderstood. But I think a lot of people don't go well together is something that I've realized. Like, there will be times where I'm having a conversation with someone and I'm like, oh my God, like, I think watching grass grow would be a little bit more exciting than this conversation and this person that I'm in front of. And it's not because the person is boring. It's not because I'm boring. It's like there's a lot of times where people are just not compatible, and this happens a lot, and I feel like it's not talked about enough. There's a lot of people who just do not go well together, like at all. You know what I mean? Like people who should never have even crossed each other in a room, you know. And then when these two people try to have a conversation together, it's like almost scary. Like I get chills in my body every time this happens, either with me or I'm watching it happen. You know what I mean? It's like actually, it's almost like watching a cat lick itself endlessly after like going in the mud. But like each time it licks itself, it's kind of just eating mud. So it's like just take a shower, you know? Like run away from this situation. Trust me, it's gonna be better for you and for every party involved. It's like some people just kind of lack social skills, you know? Because again, it's just so much easier to just not have social skills. In good news, I recently have been reconnecting with friendships from the past. I really feel very connected to people that I went to high school with, or just people that I have known for a long time, and we kind of just like fell out or just stopped talking, and then we rekindled the friendship. Those are always the best. You know what I mean? Because you don't have to start fresh. There's already a foundation set there, and it's like you really cannot take away the comfort that two people who have known each other for a very long time have. That just makes everything so much easier. And like friendships don't have to be easy, you know what I mean? But it's like imagine that just you just keep being in these like or you just keep like meeting people, being in these friendships where you're like, okay, like I don't know, like why isn't this friendship working? You know what I mean? And I swear to God, without fail, every time you talk to somebody who you have known for a long time, who has been part of your life, you know, during those crucial years of like 13 to 18, those people who you knew during that time, those are people that you're gonna know for that you should know for a lifetime, because that's probably the worst time of anybody's life. I think I think yeah, no, for sure. Like I think that's when you go through puberty. You cannot pay me enough to go back during that time. But I want to emphasize again how important it is to have friendships and be friends with people. And I really, if you are struggling, like genuinely, if you're struggling with making friends, just know that you have to put yourself out there. And this is something that I had to realize as well. I'm now at a point in my life where I'm happy with the people that I'm surrounded by. And I kind of was in a situation where like I would, because there was a time that I really had no friends. Like I feel so embarrassing that like actually genuinely, like I feel like an actual loser. But there was a time in my life where I had no friends. Like genuinely, I could not like a friendship would not stick for the life of me. I was getting a little bit desperate, and desperate times call for desperate measures. So I was just like keep beating the same horse that it has already fallen to the ground. Like I would keep like talking to people, hanging out with people that like we just would not vibe. You know what I mean? Like the only thing we had in common was the fact that we were both human beings, and like somehow like maybe some words would come out every 30 minutes, but like it was nothing too crazy. Okay, like nothing too crazy. Even during that time, I was not putting myself out there. As embarrassing as you think it is to kind of just like talk to people, you really just have to do it. You know what I mean? Like, you remember earlier when I was like, you're in a class and really all you can do is ask somebody for a charger. Like, you could really make a conversation out of anything. And like if you're really bold and you really have like your head on straight, you could really go up to someone and be like, "Hi, like nice to meet you. I'm this person. You seem so cool. Like I would love." Played that in my head a bunch of times, like how that like a conversation like that would go. And I'm like, okay, like what would happen though? Like you're like, "Hi, I'm Paul. Like nice to meet you. Like you seem so cool. Like I just wanted to come over and talk to you." You know what I mean? I was like, what would they respond to that? Like how would that conversation go? But you know something? Okay, because so like now I'm at a point in my life where like I could low key like have a conversation with anybody and like even strangers. I remember the other day I was at school and this random guy just comes over and it's like, "Oh, like are you sitting here? Like could I sit here?" And I was sitting down at this table alone, but the thing is that I was waiting for my friend to come over, but she was at Panera. She was literally at Panera, and I kind of just probably looked alone, and he was like, "Oh my God, like okay, I don't know what he was about. Like, okay, okay, I'm getting overwhelmed. If I sit in somebody's table, I'm gonna at least make the attempt to talk to them. Okay. When I tell you that this guy came over, asked me if he could sit down, this guy comes over to me, asked me if he could sit down at my table, like my table, like I own the table, asked me if he could sit down, and then does not utter a word for the following 30 minutes. And when he sat down, I was like, "Oh my God, like, how are you?" And he's like, he was like a straight guy. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm good." And then I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he's like, "How are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm doing so good. Like, look, I got these two Chick-fil-A sandwiches." He nods and then goes back on his phone. And I think at that point, like my jaw fell on the floor. When my friend came back, she was like, and I was like, I don't know. I wish I could tell you, but I'm getting the silent treatment right now for whatever reason. You know, maybe I came on too strong with the whole gay voice and he got intimidated, but I don't know, man. That was a weird situation for every party involved. For me, for him, for whoever he was texting on that damn phone. I don't know. It was a weird situation, but I really appreciate college for everything that it's done for me. I really don't think that I would be the person that I am today if I hadn't been forced to go to college. And college is really more than just somewhere that you go to get your degree. You learn a lot from college, just like social skills and like kind of like how to be a human being, also bureaucracy. Yeah, yeah. You learn a lot about that, okay? And it's also like when you become an adult and like actually have to do things like, I don't know, make yourself an appointment for the doctor, things that you probably have never done in your life because you haven't needed to. Like in college, you kind of have to do everything yourself, like the counselor is not going to go up to you and ask you why you're failing class or whatever issue you're having. No, you have to go to the counselor yourself and be like, "Look, I'm failing my class. What can I do to fix this?" You kind of have to take that leap of faith, that urge. You have to, like, college makes you, it forces you to have urgency, which is kind of needed for the adult world. It's so annoying that life is serious and like there's actually like shit you have to do. Like as much as I wish that life was literally all fun and games, it is so not all fun and games. Like life is like, this shit is real out here, guys. Like it's not even funny. Like some hoes don't even have games on their phones. Like it's all just work related thing. Like I'm actually horrified. And on that same note, I'm absolutely bored of school. Yeah. No, I just feel like I've been in school for so long. I've been in school since I was like 6 years old and I'm 21. 21. I'm like obsessed with being 21. Like I can't shut up about it. But yeah, I feel like I've been in school for absolutely so long and I love it so much. But it's like I'm getting towards the end. I really have like a few semesters left and it's like I'm glad. I'm really glad. I feel like 4 years of college really takes a toll on your patience. It's like you have to wait so long. And like I can't even imagine what it's gonna be like to join the job market. Like, is that real? Like, are you actually there? Like, I have to join the job market. Like, I think that actually sounds like a joke. Like, what do you mean the job market? Oh my god, it actually gives me so much anxiety thinking about the job market, because whenever somebody mentions that word, it's like, oh, the job market. Like, you don't know what you're getting into. You know what I mean? I'm scared. Like, guys, like, we have to pay our rent somehow. Like, what? How am I gonna eat? How am I gonna afford to eat if the job market is always crashing or something? Like, I don't think I've ever heard one good thing about the job market. One good thing about the job market. Why do they make that so difficult? Is there a reason? Do you enjoy to be sadistic? Do you enjoy for people just to be, I don't know, miserable? Job market? Not me though. You know, I try my best to stay, at the very least, plump. This ass is fat. Oh my god. I want everybody to just relax for a second. I know that was a lot. We got through a lot of things today. I'm actually very glad. Guys, this was absolutely one of my favorite episodes to film. Actually, I feel very like I got so much out of my chest that I needed to get out. And I mean, I hope that you guys could have related to, and anything I said. I know sometimes like we can feel like we're alone in the world, but I promise you there's so many people who are experiencing exactly what you're experiencing right now. And if you're at a point where you really feel like you can't make friends, and life is always throwing you the short end of the stick, I promise you, have a positive outlook on life and have hope that good things are going to come in the future, and I promise you they will. I hope you guys enjoyed every single second of this episode. I hope you guys are having the most wonderful day in the world. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I am Ledian Gonzalez, and this was episode 3 of All Over the Place. And by the way, if you are wondering, yes, I am all over the place, and I will maybe be all over the place for the rest of my life. Who knows? Goodbye.